All right, so I'm back, and we're gonna do another replay review. And I want to preface this with saying this shit has been working. I literally, and my brother, he's younger than me, and he's a higher rank than me. He's platinum, right? So I was telling him about it, and I was showing him how I was getting like consistent wins, like against other people, and just little things. And I was like, bro, you gotta watch these videos. I'm telling you. So I put him on. He said he watched the one how to edge guard video from Luxley, and he said the next game he 3-stocked a Petra, and I was like, oh shit. He said it worked. I was like, okay, well, damn, good for you, bro. So yeah, it worked for him. I played these games yesterday, and we're gonna go over them. I decided to switch from King Zuva after this just to make sure that it wasn't just the character that was carrying me. So I decided, I wanted to change characters and place people that I didn't really play or wasn't comfortable playing, weapon wise and stuff like that, just to make sure that it was the actual playstyle that changed and not just the character that made the difference. Because as I've been doing this, I've been playing King Zuva, right? So you'd think, oh, well, he's just overtuned. He's, day one, whatever, he's new, and he's unfair. But after this match, I, in fact, did change. So we're going to go through this, just review it, see what we could have done better, because I did lose 2 stocks. There, I kind of I didn't really think much. I don't know. I thought I could catch him with the Ensig, but he's being reckless. Here I'm doing good spacing. Early on, I think it was a bit bad. I was getting getting hit by like side sigs or whatever. But that was a good finish. Hit him with the end sig and ground pound. So yeah, I don't know if end light is the safest option to throw in neutral. Oh, okay. So that's what happened. I literally just messed up. I made a bad decision. So I hit him with end light, chase dodge, because in my mind, after I hit that end light off the edge, I think that I can get a chase dodge recovery, because in my mind there, I was thinking that he was gonna jump. So I do that. And then he does not. He falls down in GC side sigs, I think. And then I tried to cover it again by doing a Sayer, and unfortunately, I was doing a little too much in my own mind, and I bumped my head on the platform. So I ended up killing myself, no resources, but yeah. So we lost that stock very stupidly. It's alright. There, I didn't need to throw it in light. I was just, again, doing a little too much. You'll see a lot of these Sayers, which I shouldn't just be throwing out. I think I was just a little too anxious after that last stock. But again, I try my best to keep my composure and, play the best I can. See there, I kind of figured that he was going to do something. And again, I got the same thing, just a ground pound. It worked out, because if you catch a Lance player while they're doing charged recovery off stage, you can interrupt it and just literally get a free game. Right there, I was in disadvantage coming back to stage, and then I've seen that he did. I think this is Ensig, and so I just decided to try and punish it with recovery, but it didn't connect. So that is what it is. But there, I interrupted his. I believe he was side sigging. He was starting some sig. I heard the noise, so I believe I dashed forward. Yeah, I hit the ground, dash forward, D-light. Try to keep the spacing. Even using boots against Lance, I try to keep the spacing and beat it out, because obviously it's a little hard with such a long ass fucking weapon. And then I try to do the thing that always usually works a lot of the time, because his down sig on hammer is just crazy, but every time I went for it, it didn't connect. But I did just beat him with an N-sig. So again, there was a few things I could have done better, like spacing just in general. I think it was a matchup knowledge, a lack of matchup knowledge against Roland Sigs in that game, but I decided, you know, I wanted to change it up to make sure it was just a playstyle, so I played Scarlet, which still had hammer, so I could have some familiarity, but I had Lance as well, so you'll see that. Oh, right here, my controller started disconnecting and it was doing the lag thing, so unfortunately I couldn't recover, but it was all right, because literally. And you'll see actually this game is a great example. Even though I lost a stock for free, I'm down one whole stock and I'm playing a character that I don't usually play. This play style and the way like of thinking, it just helps a ton. So, you know, I don't do too much. There's because I'm not used to the character, I throw out SIGs and they don't connect quite a few times, but it's just because I don't know the spacing of like the SIGs and all that. I want to point to that, just getting back on stage right here. See how I noticed that he's doing, you know, edge guard with just like end light, and then, you know, I wait for an opportunity and I do a quick recovery, get back on stage, and obviously he reacts the way he does. One thing I saw, and I don't know if it was Lexli, I think it might have been Pavelski. Actually, no, it was Egg Soup. Egg Soup, I was watching the Zuva video, and I want to really just point out the fact that why the fuck does Egg Soup's gameplay just make everything look so easy? Like, I watch pro stuff, and it just looks like they're struggling. I guess because it's competitive, and maybe he's just playing against lower elo players, but he just literally makes everything he does look so simple and easy. It's crazy, and I've never seen like such fluidity and just smoothness. Anyways, but yeah, he's like, basically, you know, take note of how they like to recover back to stage, and then you can punish based on that. So I'm gonna try and keep that in mind next time I play. But here, like that, just like I saw that he weapon through, I jumped over. I didn't need to spot dodge or anything, even though I could have. So you have to throw it a side sig, not knowing how fast or how far it reached. Again, same thing, just kind of throwing out a sig to figure out, I guess, spacing plus maybe it'll hit. And I know there's like a Lance tree combo, like it's like side light down, side light dare or something like that. But I wasn't concerning myself with any of that. I was just using the playstyle that has been working for me. Then he was kind of scared to go get the weapon because I was basically guarding it. Just throwing out some SIGs. Get a little double scoop there. Up and throw to show some disadvantage and then take it back. Get him with a nice recovery off stage. I think I was being a little fast because I knew how to use hammer, but again, he's a different character, so like me using hammer and just transferring the spacing and knowledge of that was very, very good. But one thing I did do that I said I was going to do last video was I implemented some training time. So each time I start a session, I go into training and I just practice mainly hammer stuff. I want to say, notably my stomp Sarah, just doing like regular combos and like just follow-ups, trying to get a stomp Sarah finish, stuff like that. So I just figured like finishers are probably one of the biggest things I need to work on. See, and you can see that I used 3 SIGs consecutively, but each one connected because it was the right option. Like, you don't have to spam, you can just pick the right option, even if it happens to be SIG after SIG. You know what I mean? Like, because there's playing, and then you've got six spammers, and you've got like calculated six spammers. I think it was noted as like way back when I watched the video. I don't know, a couple years back or something. But yeah, as you can see, I won that game, came back, and then I wanted to do the same thing, try someone I don't usually play, and I picked Yumiko. Again, another hammer character, but I did lose this match because my off weapon happened to be bow, and that's one of the weapons I'm not that familiar with. So unfortunately, I didn't win this because when I was on bow, I kind of struggled. And then yes, I did fail to space a little bit against gauntlets. I think it was Luxley who talked about, it was either Luxley or Exup who talked about struggling against gauntlet counterplay. Like, they specifically mentioned the example of sidelight on gauntlets. They didn't know how to punish it, basically. And I was feeling that exact same way in this match, because there's a couple times there where you'll notice, I just can't get back there unfortunately, but where I get caught just numerous times by sidelight, thinking that I've spaced it, but I very well didn't. So I guess depending on the person you're playing or the weapons you have to just pick the best option. But here I was struggling to do that. I tried my best. I threw out a little more SIGs than I should have when they were necessary. But again, as I said, I struggled a little more on the bow than anything. I noticed that he was fishing a lot, like a lot. But again, I just couldn't punish it. I should have taken the chance to actually switch from the bow back to the hammer here, and that probably would have changed the flow of the game, because I'm down a whole stock and he's doing consistent damage to me, so he's keeping that lead. And again, I just don't know my bow spacing or stuff like that, so that's kind of struggling. But I figured I had to get him off the stock somehow, so I tried my best. Just went unarmed. Unfortunately, Yumiko SIGs are a little funky. Like, I tried to hit side SIG on hammer a couple times and it just didn't connect. So I don't know the hitbox of it or the range, and that's just my bad. But again, I want to just shed light on the fact that it's not the characters that I play. It's the gameplay. It's the play style, right? It's how you play. So even though I'm down like a whole 2 stocks, you'll see that I do in fact bring it back when it does look kind of hopeless. So yeah, try to get the side sig again, and it just doesn't connect. But I get an end sig and spikes just beautifully. So we take the time to obviously preload another hammer, because we don't want to deal with the bow, because I knew I was struggling with the bow. So I tried to preload another hammer, and I almost forgot that was a thing, and it's like a really good guard tool. And you'll notice at this point he starts to do a lot of N6, because he's actually getting frustrated that he can't finish my last stock. So you'll see a lot of like recklessness from him, but I unfortunately could not take advantage, and I did die in like the most unfortunate way. Also, I should have thrown my weapon away there. I thought it was gonna connect, but it didn't, so it's whatever. But I shouldn't have thrown my weapon anyway. Got another spike there. Weapon throw didn't connect, and again, I didn't have to throw my weapon there, but we got another hammer. So I think had I just been a little more patient and played towards the hammer instead, I would have done all right. See, again, I'm trying to play in his dead zones and just space and look for the opportunities, because he's, as you can see, he's just throwing a lot of attacks at him, like really quickly. So I tried to find my opening. And look, I got him down the last stock, doing great damage, but he switches off the scythe at some point, or I knock it off, I'm not sure. It's very delayed. This probably was my biggest mistake, actually, switching from the hammer to the bow. I think this is what ended my game. Yeah, because he gets gauntlets, and then there's a few times where it seems like I'm gonna die, or I might get him. I think here I get a dare for punish, but it has no force. And unfortunately, I get hit with that ground pound on stage. Whiff. I'm just trying to space, look for an opportunity, which I did great on the spacing. But this right here, this instance, unfortunately, I believe I tried to load up a side sig because I obviously saw that he was ground pounding. But if we look at the hitboxes on these, I didn't go far enough. So had I gone a little bit further back, I wouldn't have got caught by the ground pound, and I could have punished with a side sig and most likely killed him, ending the game. But I did not, and I died to that. So, but again, the gameplay style, it worked. It worked. That's what I'm trying to highlight here. And for the last game, I decided, you know, I'm not gonna play someone that I don't usually play. I'm gonna play someone that I used to play, or I do play consistently, and see how this playstyle changes my game. So we're just gonna go through it. Obviously, I won this game. It happened to me a mirror match, which was actually interesting. I got hit a little bit in the beginning, but as the game progressed, as you can see later into the game, I only lost one stock. So we'll just skip to the point of like later in the game, because it's just a lot of like spacing and running around and jumping, and we'll just play it from here. So he was being pretty passive, but also spammy. Like, unfortunately, okay, there I just dodged into his Ensig, so it was whatever. But I got it right back. Took my time, and I looked for an opening, and I got him with the breakdance move. So as you can see, I'm being as patient as I can be, looking for opportunities. Easy punish there, dash Ensig, jump right over. I did fail to punish like a lot of. He does a lot of like side six, as you can see, but I didn't get a punish opportunity on a lot of them because he literally just sends it to the other side of the stage, and I just can't get there in time to punish it. But as you can see, I just stayed spacing, you know. Look at that, punish him before the startup. I was hoping to get another one there. A little punish again. Fortunately, I didn't get that there, but it's alright. It's me just trying to do my best to punish, you know, his stupidity. And he does get back there, and he's got quite a fucking reach with that dodge. We're just trying to end this dog. There we go. Simple punish. Ensig for Ensig. Little movement. I was trying to work on my movement and training as well, because I noticed that my training was pretty lackluster, or like my movement was lackluster, and I partially attribute it to my controller, or at least the binds on my controller, because the travel time for like, I've got my dodge on the triggers of the PS5 controller, and there's a bit of travel time between the controller, like actual trigger, and the activation of the button input. So I'm hoping either I have to rebind my dodge to something else, or I'm gonna try an Xbox controller, and hopefully that provides a different feel, because I don't want to completely change controls and just, you know, not be able to do anything, or at least we'll see. But yeah, as you can see, this instance right here I showed to my brother, or yeah, you know, I just kind of knock him off stage. He's recovering back, he's going high, you know, I cover the low, and you know, the middle weapon throw covers up there, and I recovered, basically providing a wall. and then patience, and I catch him with a very high recovery off the top. So yeah, I just wanted to, show that it's not the character who is carrying me, it is just the playstyle and how I approach, certain games, and my ranked and just everything I do. So I will continue again to play like this. Again, shout out to Luxali. I appreciate the videos you made. They're very helpful. Like, out of all the videos I've ever watched on improving at Brawlhalla or any game in general, this is probably the best possible explanation I could ever get. And even my brother said the same thing. Like, he explains it in a way that it just makes so much sense. Like, I don't know what it is about the other people when they explain this stuff, but like the way he explains these concepts, they seem to click more. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I appreciate y'all. Yeah, I'm done.